What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes. Welcome to just a regular old Q&A, something I haven't done in a long time, something that a lot of you guys have actually sent me emails and been like, hey, can you do one of these? It's been a while. I really have enjoyed them in the past, so here I'm going to go. I asked for these questions on Twitter, and I'm going to crack open a beer because there are a lot of them. I suppose that this could be quite a long Q&A because I'm going to try to get to as many of these questions as possible and see exactly where that gets us. So I hope you guys are in for the long haul. And actually, on the topic of long episodes, I saw Nep did a vlog about YouTube and all the good and the pros and cons and everything that kind of goes along with it. And I actually managed to listen to the whole video. And I haven't watched a FIFA video in kind of a long time. And it wasn't really FIFA related, but there were some things I agreed with, some things I disagreed with. Anyways, I could go into pros and cons of YouTube for quite a while. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into the questions. So the first question from Ben Hamlet: why are Byron so good? Their passing's amazing. Their defending's amazing. I don't know. I could go on about it, but that's kind of just a question to get a reaction. So I suppose you did get the reaction. This is from @Ninjinti Fusca. FIFA manager or football manager? I'm not sure if he's referring to the game or being one in real life. I think I'd probably be better as a FIFA manager, not so strong as an actual one in real life, I suppose. Larry Velasquez, we'll get this out of the way right now. Which net is the best net? And that, of course, is going to be top net every time. FIFA448166690 says Rachel or Layla. That's a tough question. I've kind of got this, I suppose I'll call it an exotic thing. So Layla's kind of got that Brazilian thing, but Rachel is so very cool. Got to hang out with her again this past weekend up in New York and had a wonderful time. So I think it's all a matter of preference. I won't choose one or the other. That, and I haven't actually met Layla. So Rachel goes up on the top of the list for now. What do you think about coin selling sites? This is from @Rightier Anton. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. And this is, I don't know how to put this, but it got tweeted yesterday, and the tweet said, hey, this guy's doing a 24-hour stream for charity. Can you retweet this? And I thought, you know what? I like charity streams. That's fine. I'll go ahead and wait a second. The Twitch link was twitch.tv/FIFA coin foot selling coins, blah, 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 blah. So it was a coin selling site that was trying to do this 24-hour stream. Now, it's a very clever thing that they did because the for charity is always going to make them seem like the good guys, or it is making them good guys. However, if they were to donate, say, 10% of their profits for the 24-hour period, they would be making charity a heck of a lot more money. And that would seem like the more normal thing to do. But in general, I am not a massive fan of the coin selling sites because ever since Ultimate Team came out, I've had to go about making my coins the old-fashioned way and the more rewarding way, where you actually trade cards. It's a crazy concept, I know. Recently, this year, I had a bunch of you guys just bid like ridiculous sums of coins on my cards when I left them for open bids and streams, and it's made it a little bit easier. That, and I've spent some of my actual coins or actual real-world dollars on FIFA points and opening packs and things of that nature. So I cannot say that I am a massive fan of the coin-selling sites, but I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of them. I'm going to leave it at that. Who's better, Messi or Ronaldo? For me, Messi is the better player. That was from Sean99Sean. Let's see. @JackPierce97. If you had to give up real football or FIFA, what would it be? I play FIFA more than I play real football. Now, is this to watch? If it's to watch, it's different. I'd rather watch real-world football than watch FIFA. However, would I rather play FIFA or real-world football? I spend a lot more time playing FIFA than I do real-world football. Part of that's probably because I'm out of shape. But beyond that, that's probably where I'd be. I didn't think that was a concise answer, but I'm not going to give it a real answer because I don't know. Best goal you've ever scored in real life? That's from @OfficialRymac, and that goal would be in my senior year of high school. We were in the quarterfinals of the state tournament, and there was a corner kick that came in. I was standing just outside the box, and I hit a full volley into the top corner. So that was by far the best goal that I have ever scored in real life, and it was freaking awesome. So we'll go on this. What is your favorite player to trade with? If you still do trading, that's from @GamesRar or Dino or Dino Games. I don't trade with just one player. I trade with informs generally when I do trade. Who's your favorite player on FIFA? That is the inform Hongmin's son. We're going to go with that. When did I start playing FIFA? I started playing FIFA heavily when I quit playing college soccer. So that would be probably 2006 maybe is when I started playing it heavily. When is your next trip to Munich? That I cannot answer, but I would love to say October this year for Oktoberfest. That would be pretty sweet. Ooh, there's a question. Why were you such a dick about the charity stream yesterday? And I think I already answered that. Have I ever visited South America? And if so, where? I have not visited South America. I had the opportunity to go because my cousin married a Brazilian girl, and I had an opportunity to go to the wedding, but I think because of exams or when the wedding fell, I was unable to attend, and it was brutal, especially after what my dad had to tell me about the partying and the girls that he saw down there. Still faithful to my mother, of course, is my father, though. Can you give Baba from 2Sync FIFA a game of FIFA? Yeah, Baba. Bring it on, bro. In fact, I'll take on both you 2Syncs. Bring it. Opinions on Gutsa and Lewandowski. That's from @Samuel3597. Gutsa, fantastic player. Lewandowski, fantastic player as well. I hope to see them both at Bayern. Obviously, Gutsa will be, but I would love to see Robert Lewandowski there as well, who many of you guys seem to think that I look like, but I don't quite see it. I don't know, dark hair, blue eyes, that sort of thing. If you could have one player for Man United, who would it be and why? And I'm assuming he means for Byron. And the Man United, who would I want to have for Man United? RVP, probably. Yeah, RVP is unbelievable. And could you imagine having RVP, Ribery, Gutsa, Mueller as your front four? What? Come on, that's amazing. Ever had any near-death experiences? That's from @Pipadid, and the answer to that is actually yes, but I'm like too young to remember the full details. I was outside sledding in the snow during a blizzard along the side of my house, and apparently this massive oak tree fell within like 4 feet of me, and it 100% would have crushed me. So that is the only near-death experience, and yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. I got a question from some guy that said, "Why do you support Byron?" And I responded on Twitter. I said, "You're joking, right?" Because I feel like I've answered that question a million times over. How was it to see Byron win the Champions League final in the 89th minute? That's from @Grover376. If you want to see my reaction, you can actually head on over to Kick TV because they were filming it live when I was in New York. So, yeah, I got a little excited. So we'll leave it at that. @Julian Littler1 says, "Who's your favorite all-time YouTuber and why?" I don't necessarily know if I have a favorite all-time YouTuber. I'm trying to think of who I really enjoy. And right now, there's not one person that's maybe jumping right out at me. I don't necessarily tend to. Well, recently I haven't watched loads of YouTube videos. I don't know. I'm trying to think. There's some channels that I really enjoy, like Prank vs. Prank. I think the dynamic that they have between the two of them is awesome and hysterical. And very much enjoy that, so that's who I will say. James Long or @Kanzu says Kate Upton or Mila Kunis. That is Mila Kunis, hands down. I know Kate Upton's got the datas, but Mila Kunis, come on, man. Come on. And you know what? She plays games. There are interviews her talking about playing World of Warcraft or something like that, and she knows what she's talking about, and I don't know what World of Warcraft is. She says stuff that I don't even know what it means. Then again, I don't play that game, but still, a gamer too, and she's that hot? Come on, man. That's amazing. This is from @Kemezi. What Premier League club do you support or have supported? Now, that is that's always a tricky question. I always kind of dodge the Premier League questions because everybody's so gung-ho about their club. That, and I'm already told I can't support a club from Germany, so hey, why could I support a club from England, right? Obviously, we're wrong. And in fact, I'd say you can support multiple clubs. The club that I enjoyed watching the most this year and tried to catch the most games of is actually Tottenham Hotspur. I've been a massive AVB fan since his time when he was with Porto, and Tottenham brought in a ton of players. Obviously, Clint Dempsey helps because it's the whole American thing. But Luis Holtby, very much enjoyed watching him play in the Bundesliga. Moussa Dembele is very fun to watch, and obviously Gareth Bale is ridiculous. So I very much enjoy watching Tottenham Hotspur. So on we go, and this, oh my gosh, 229. So yeah, this is going to be a long one. See, we're 10 minutes in already. So this might end up going for half an hour or something. Who knows? Are you getting Xbox One or PS4? That's from JWaits16. The answer is yes. I will probably actually get both of them this year, if I can. I will try to. Who do you as the unsung hero in the Bayern team? That's from Milan Desai. And that's an interesting, if he's referring to the Champions League final, I think we're looking at two things maybe. And Jerome Boateng and Dante had one of their worst games I've seen them play in a very long time. Now, Schweinsteiger's service offensively was kind of bad, but he did a fantastic job, especially in the first half, of dropping really, really, really deep and helping protect those back two. Also, Javi Martinez is amazing. And 3, Franck Ribéry, while he didn't get the glorious goal like Robin did, it was his back heel, and also he probably saved at least 1 or 2 really good chances on goal by dropping all the way back into the box to play defense. So those are kind of the things I guess I'm going to look at. Kieran Lynch, thing you love about YouTube. And the thing that I love about YouTube is the feeling that I get when I see a very encouraging comment from one of you guys. So when I see, a comment that says, Japes, love your stuff, love what you do, keep it up, that sort of thing, or that's awesome. It's also the downside because I take everything with YouTube kind of personally. I know I shouldn't. I should have tougher skin by now. But whenever there's like troll comments, you can instantly go from feeling like you're on cloud 9 to like, oh man, that's a terrible video. Like, was it a terrible video? Like, the thing is, the I Dream video that I did for the Champions League, I had fun with it. And I wanted to just kind of throw it out there as a bit of fun. And there were some brutal comments on there. And, I don't think the goal with YouTube is to always be the coolest guy on YouTube. Sometimes I can make fun of myself, and eventually you guys will realize that it's okay to make fun of yourself. There are things that we all do that can be made fun of, and, I put myself out there in front of thousands of people, and when you sit there with your little egg, and I'm going to call it egg from like the Twitter, and when you don't have an icon even on your YouTube channel, and you just hide behind your keyboard and say like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, what a waste of time, or, blah, blah, you're such a douchebag, blah, blah. It's kind of like, I'm at least trying to do something and moving forward and putting myself out there. I'm not saying stagnant and just leaving not only not encouraging, but that's not what there's something to be said for critiquing someone in what is the word that I'm looking for right now? Something criticism. It's not constructive criticism. That's what it is. There's something to be said for a comment that constructively criticizes. Those are the comments I really like as well. Like, hey, Japes, next time if you try to do something like this, why don't you give this a shot? This is where I felt this video could have used something. Those comments are awesome, and I thank you guys especially for giving me those, because you guys are the ones that are sticking with me and wanting me to improve and give you guys better content, as well as just improving my overall video making as well. So thank you. That's a little mini shout to you guys. Let's see, this is from Kanye West, brother, it's Jack. Would you ever go to Manchester City Stadium and shop and then watch a game? Yeah. Heck, absolutely. The next time I'm in England, I will catch as many games as I can. And that could be Premier League, Empire 1, or Empire Championship 1, 2. I want to go to as many games as I possibly can, because I didn't get to see any of them last time, and that is just BS. So on we go. Blue YC1 says, Chelsea versus Bayern Super Cup thoughts. I think it's going to be really interesting. Mourinho versus Guardiola. How about that? Especially with the changes that I'm sure are going to happen this summer. I think it is going to be an incredible way to kick off the season. So I'm desperately looking forward to that. The Ox is Beast. Agree. That's from Matthias Bruval. Yeah, I think the Ox is a beast. I actually like him. He works really hard no matter what position he's playing in. And it's always nice to see players like that succeed. At or underscore Philip K underscore says, how did you start making videos? I started making videos by downloading my goals off of the EA Sports Football World or whatever it was, because I had a buddy of mine that said, hey, I heard that I used to play Call of Duty with. I used to play Modern Warfare 1 quite not Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 2 quite heavily. And one of the guys was like, someone told me you're a beast at FIFA. Like, can you put some goals together so I can see? And I was like, yeah. So I like spent the afternoon and downloaded some of the goals I'd saved and put them all together, and voila, that was my first video. So and it was fun, and I was like, man, this is definitely kind of fun. Maybe I'll do another one of these or something like it and see. I called them No Capture Card, No Problem. So, yeah, that's quite funny. Will Dortmund be any threat in the Bundesliga next season now they've lost Santana, Götze, and probably Lewandowski? That's from at C. Glackling. Yeah, absolutely. I think Dortmund, especially over the past now 3 years, has shown that they are a legitimate threat year in, year out. Marco Reus isn't going anywhere. It doesn't look like Gundogan's going anywhere. Blaszczykowski, I expect to stay, and I expect Subotic and Hummels to stay as well. And you guys saw how good Weidenfeller is in goal as well. And they've got Julian Schieber, who I don't think is the answer for them. He's their backup striker, but considered to be a decent young German talent. But I expect them to go out with some of the money and buy like a Heung-min Son, who would fit in perfectly there. There are other players out there as well. You know, Christian Eriksen maybe could be a player that would slot in quite well with that team. So I expect Dortmund to be fine. They did it last year. You know, they sold Shinji Kagawa. Who else did they sell? Anyways, but they brought in Marco Reus right away and said, hey, we sold some players, but we're going to bring in guys that we think are going to fit in wonderfully. So there is that. And I expect to see Nuri Sahin probably back as well. So they have plenty of depth, and they will definitely continue to perform. Were Arsenal your hardest competitors in this year's Champions League? Had you worried at 2-0? That's from AFC guy. And obviously you guys have all probably seen that graphic where it's Bayern's like 2013 record. It's like win, and draw, and then it's just Wenger cheesing it, smiling for the one loss that Bayern had at the Allianz in 2013. So yeah, you know, probably they, Bayern played. It was good. It was a good thing that happened, I think, because Bayern, that was the wake up call. Like, hey, you know, we went out and did what we needed to do in the first leg. Second leg, whoa, that almost got away from us. Let's make sure that doesn't happen again. You saw the performance against Juventus and Barcelona. Second leg didn't happen the same way. Would you consider moving to Ireland? That's from Daniel Finnegan, CFC. Probably not. And I would love to visit Ireland, don't get me wrong, but I don't really have any ties whatsoever to Ireland, and that's pretty far north, I think. I don't know how much farther north that is in England, but that seems really, really cold. Anyways, moving on. Oh, there we go. What made you start to play football? That's from Will Caulfield. I think my parents probably put me in a rec league when I was like 3 or 4, and I just kind of kept playing. That, and my dad was a massive football fan, and so that was really the only direction that my sports career would take me. I played heavy football, and I played heavy tennis. Those were my 2 sports. Let's see. Who do you want Byron to sign this summer, and why do you think Pep will do a good job? That's from at DM McVeigh 96. I would love to see Lewandowski come in. I think he'd be a great fit. More than Lewandowski though, and I think it's an impossible thing. The one striker that I'd like to have more than anybody else would be Falcao. I don't think that's going to happen. And I think Pep is actually the next progression of Byron. So Pep is going to have the ability to take Byron to that next level of passing, and that next level. You know, Byron was unbelievably consistent this year, and I think Pep will be able to continue that along. So I'm very, very excited to see how it all plays out. And I think it'll be great. Reese Laird, or at Reese_Laird, said, "Who is your favorite hidden gem in FIFA?" Hidden gem. Right now, maybe Maiga, West Ham striker. Nobody uses him. His pace is so underrated. His shot is so underrated. And he's strong, he's tall, and overall quite good to play with. What would you rate yourself out of 10 on FIFA? That's from at Flowed by Choice, or Ross. That is an excellent question. I think that's something we could all ask ourselves and say, what would you rate yourself on FIFA? I would probably give myself... I would rate myself in the top half of FIFA players. Now, would I rate myself in the top here's the thing. So if you were to look at it at a percentage scale, would you rate yourself in the top 10% of FIFA players? Then you'd be a 9 or up. So I don't know, maybe an 8-ish, 8.5, something along that. Maybe 9. I don't know. I need to get some matches in with some of these pro guys and exactly see how how I fare, because it's different Ultimate Team versus head-to-head as well. They're two different animals. Anyways, what wins and loses a FIFA? This is from at Jetwix. What wins and loses a match in FIFA? What do you think are the most important skills that you need to have to win? FIFA 13, more than any other FIFA in the past, defending is the one single thing that sets people apart. Now, I'm not referring to contained defending, because the best defenders in FIFA, for me, are the ones that use contain sparingly, but force you into making what I would call obvious pass. And that is a skill that comes from learning how to read like little things that your opponent does in the game that you can then exploit and take advantage of. The other thing is clinical finishing, making the most of your chances. Those are because I am not good at that all the time. I will create a ton of chances in a lot of games and only score 2 of them. And the score ends up like 2-1, and it's like, whew, barely made it out of that one, when if I was more clinical in front of goal, it would have been like 4-1. It was like, I had that game in hand, no big deal. So those are the two things that I think set the top elite FIFA players apart. Let's see. Malte Ernhorn, would you like to move to any other state in the U.S.? If yes, which one would it be? Hashtag #AskJapes. That's a cool question as well. Now, some of you guys from the UK are not quite maybe familiar with or the UK or Europe in general, wherever you're watching this from. Those of you outside the U.S. maybe not so familiar with U.S. geography. I live in Georgia, which is in the southeast of the U.S., and I think Georgia is actually bigger than the size of England itself. So the states that I would consider moving to, I have given serious thought to moving to Chicago. I have very close friends there that would border, and family friends as well, that are like, hey, if you want to move here for a few months, you have a place to stay, whatever, no problem, while you get your feet settled, blah, 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 blah. And that would be it would be a lot colder, but it'd be a very, very cool place to move. It's a young town, and I think it might be fun to do the whole big city living sort of thing where it'd be like living in London or New York City, that sort of thing. So Chicago was on my list. Maybe Austin, Texas. Actually, I don't know if I moved to Texas. I hear fantastic things about Austin, though. Excuse me. Most underrated British team. Favorite player of all time. Most famous person you've met. And finally, KFC or McDonald's. That's from Stevie Daglish. Or Dogleash. Most underrated British team. I don't know, the BPL. Who knows? I don't even know. I don't know. Favorite player of all time. Also, there's so many unbelievable players. I am not the type to pick one player because I felt like it's changed for me so many times. Most famous person you have ever met. Maybe a good family friend of mine. Kevin Harlan. I used to date his daughter, but he does commentary for the NFL on CBS and TNT. He's kind of famous. I don't know. I'm trying to think who might be another famous person. Jimmy Conrad from Kick TV. Not the most famous, though. I've got more Twitter followers than you do, Jimmy. And you can still borrow that orange jacket whenever you want. Let's see. KFC or McDonald's? Okay, here's the interesting part about KFC. Stevie, I'm going to assume that you are from the UK. KFC in the States is the lowest tier of fast food chicken. Like, the lowest. No one goes to KFC. Ever.